Hi friends, we're going to do a really quick and fun writing exercise. And if you're learning English, this is a fun writing exercise you can do that you can just kind of build on your knowledge of sentence structure. We're going to start off really small, where we have just a subject and a predicate, or in other words, a noun and a verb, and we'll build on that by kind of just playing around and asking questions about this sentence. So here we have a sentence, he walked. So it can't get any simpler than that. You have your subject, he, and what is he doing? He walked. Okay, but we don't know where, we don't know when, we don't know how. So anyway, we've got he as a pronoun, so we can change that. We can just play around with this. So let's say John walked. Okay, now we've got a specific subject rather than using a pronoun. So John walked. Okay, what else can we do with this sentence? Maybe if we think about where. Let's see. John walked to town. Okay. To is a preposition letting us know where he's walking to. It's giving us a place in space or time, and we identify that as the object is town. So John walked to town. Okay, what can we do next with this? Let's see. What have we said? What if there's more than one subject? What if we said John and Sarah walked to town? All right, now you got two subjects, and you're connecting them with and, a conjunction. So now you got John and Sarah walked to town. All right, let's get back to just John. So we know that John walked to town, but why did he walk to town? Let's say John walked to town to see a movie. All right. So now we have a reason why he's walking to town. But see how we're kind of building on just he walked? And it allows us to play with adding adjectives, adding conjunctions, adding prepositions like to, conjunctions like and building on our knowledge of English sentence structure. All right, let's move on. We got John walked to town to see a movie. All right, maybe he did something else. Let's add another conjunction and just kind of have a little fun with this. Let's say John walked to town to have lunch and see a movie. All right. Now he's got two things going on. We got the conjunction and, so we know he's going there to have lunch and he's seeing a movie. But of course, he's still walking. He's not driving there. So that's the action word of how he's accomplishing his goal. All right. Let's say, what else can we do? Let's say John walked to town to eat lunch. All right, let's be a little more specific. At his favorite diner and to see a movie. All right, now you've got, you still have your conjunction telling us that he's gone to town to eat, but he's also gone to town to see a movie. We're describing where he's gone to eat, his favorite diner. And at, by the way, is a preposition, just like to let us know where spatially he's going or this activity is taking place. And then we have favorite, and favorite is an adjective because it's describing diner. And also his actually is acting as a an adjective as well. His favorite diner. Both those words are describing diner. You could just say he went to eat lunch at a diner, but in this case, it's his favorite diner. So you see how that works? Anyway, we can just keep going on and on with these sentences, playing around with them, making them shorter, longer, and just kind of use whatever knowledge. If you're studying English and you're practicing writing, you can play around with this. Play around with it to what your knowledge, to where you're at, and then you can kind of build on that when you learn new things like conjunctions or other adjectives. When you learn more vocabulary, you can plug in more adjectives and just kind of have a lot of fun with this exercise. Anyway, if you enjoyed this writing exercise, please like and subscribe. And for next week, for the next video, I will do she stopped. So if you want to write in the comments below some of the sentences you've come up with, she stopped, or of course you can write some sentences you've come up with for he walked. Either one of those would be great. But the next video I'll do she stopped, and we just kind of play around with these sentences and build them out and see what we can come up with. And remember, as you're starting this, think about where, when, how, all those questions you can add in to build these sentences out so that they give you a more complete picture of what is happening. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy writing.